Hello and a very good morning. You're watching First Up here on India Today. I'm Akshita Nandagopal. This Thursday morning, we're getting you all the highlights of the Prime Minister's victory speech at the BJP headquarters after that massive mandate in Bihar. So let's get you those highlights. The Prime Minister putting all speculation to rest. While speaking at the BJP headquarters last evening on the back of the Bihar victory, Prime Minister Modi again clearly endorsed Nitish Kumar as the CM for Bihar. This comes after speculations were rife over whether JDU, which has been reduced to a minor partner in terms of seats in the alliance, will see its party leader back as the Chief Minister of Bihar, or whether BJP will seek one of their own to be the CM. Prime Minister Modi said that the NDA in Bihar will be led by Nitish Kumar and said that BJP workers will bring development in the state under Nitish's leadership. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar then took to Twitter to thank Prime Minister Modi for his support, as well as the citizens of Bihar for reposing their faith in the NDA.
हम सभी भाजपा के कार्यकर्ता नीतीश जी के नेतृत्व में एनडीए के कार्यकर्ता हर बिहारवासी के साथ इस संकल्प को सिद्ध करने में कोई कसर बाकी नहीं रखेंगे। जैसे बिहार की जनता ने जनादेश दिया है, जितना साफ सुथरा जनादेश दिया है, मेरा जवाब भी उतना ही साफ है। और मेरा जवाब है, चुनाव जीतने का एक ही रहस्य है, सबका साथ, सबका विकास, सबका विश्वास। इस मंत्र की जीत हुई है। बिहार में विकास के कार्यों की जीत हुई है। बिहार में सच जीता है। बिहार में विश्वास जीता है। बिहार का युवा जीता है। बिहार की माताएं, बहनें, बेटियां जीती हैं। बिहार का गरीब जीता है। बिहार का किसान जीता है। ये बिहार के आकांक्षाओं की जीत है। ये बिहार के गौरव की जीत है।
So Nitish Kumar has managed to win for the fourth consecutive time. But there's no doubt that it is Narendra Modi's magic that has come to his rescue this time around. Here's a report on how Prime Minister Modi's charisma really managed to trump the opposition yet again and saved Nitish Kumar's government.
There's only one man of the series in the Bihar election thriller, Prime Minister Narendra Modi. The BJP, for the first time, has emerged the biggest party within the alliance ahead of the JDU by quite a distance. The very fact that the NDA scraped through has much to do with Prime Minister Modi's heavy lifting. Prime Minister Modi, like an experienced batsman, paced his innings, picking his shots according to the pitch. He started touting centre's achievements like the abrogation of Article 370 in Kashmir.
जम्मू कश्मीर से आर्टिकल 370 हटने का इंतजार देश बरसों से कर रहा था या नहीं? ये कह रहे हैं कि सत्ता में आए तो आर्टिकल 370 फिर लागू कर देंगे। इतना कहने के बाद भी ये लोग बिहार के लोगों से वोट मांगने की हिम्मत दिखा रहे हैं।
But by phase 2, he had shifted gears. Probably he had got the pulse of the people. He reminded Bihar of Lalu Yadav's rule, often described as Jungle Raj.
एक पक्ष है जंगल राज का, जो अंधेरा वापस लाना चाहता है ताकि लालटेन फिर जले। दूसरा है एनडीए, जिसने हर गांव तक बिजली पहुंचाकर घरों को दूधिया बल्ब से प्रकाशित करने का, रोशन करने का काम किया।
He appealed to women.
इन दिनों मैं देख रहा हूं कि बिहार में महिलाएं कह रही है, भाई घर वालों को जो करना है करेंगे, मैं तो मोदी के साथ चलूंगी।
And he played the nationalism card to consolidate the core voter base.
छठी मैया को पूजने वाली इस धरती पर जंगल राज के साथी चाहते हैं कि भारत मां की जय के नारे ना लगे। ये भारत माता के विरोधी अब एकजुट होकर बिहार के लोगों से वोट मांगने के लिए आए।
The results are there to see. The first phase of the polls was clearly an advantage Mahagathbandhan, with NDA lagging behind. But in phase 2, the NDA bounced back in a race, winning 52 seats. It nailed the final round with a 67% strike rate, winning 52 seats out of 78. It is a tremendous role reversal in the NDA. The BJP, which piggybacked on the JDU to build its presence in the caste-ridden Bihar politics, has now lifted the JDU from what looked like a debacle. And Prime Minister Narendra Modi did bulk of scoring for Team NDA. With Palami Saha, Bureau Report, India Today.
After retaining power in Bihar, Prime Minister Modi has clearly set his next target, and that is West Bengal. In a direct attack on the TMC government, led of course by Mamata Banerjee, Prime Minister Modi said that the killings of BJP workers will not win her votes in the state. The Prime Minister said that the dance of death will not work in democracy and that people will give a befitting reply to those who believe in violence. Prime Minister Modi said that the killing of BJP workers in Bengal will not fetch votes for TMC and that violence won't deter the Saffron Party. Bengal, remember, is set to go for that crucial assembly elections next year. The BJP has made significant gains during the last Lok Sabha elections in the state by winning 8 seats, and that delivers a huge blow to TMC in its stronghold.
जो लोग लोकतांत्रिक तरीके से हमारा मुकाबला नहीं कर पा रहे हैं, हमें चुनौती नहीं दे पा रहे हैं, ऐसे कुछ लोगों ने रास्ता अपनाया है भारत के कार्यकर्ताओं की हत्या करने का। देश के कुछ हिस्सों में उनको लगता है कि भारतीय जनता पार्टी के कार्यकर्ताओं को मौत के घाट उतार करके वे अपने मंसूबे पूरे कर लेंगे। मैं उन सब से आग्रहपूर्वक समझाने का प्रयास भी करता हूं। मुझे चेतावनी देने की जरूरत नहीं है, क्योंकि वो काम जनता जनार्दन करेगी।
And let's also shift focus to what's happening in poll-bound Tamil Nadu. Remember, the Tamil Nadu will also be going to this elections at the same time as Bengal, and this trouble that's brewing between allies AIADMK and BJP over the Vetri Veil Yatra. This after the ruling AIADMK government refused to grant permission for this yatra, saying that the rally has no popularity in the state, and being a regional party, the AIADMK sees all religions equally. The government cited COVID protocol to deny permission. The BJP, meanwhile, is adamant on going ahead with their yatra. BJP even accused Tamil Nadu Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy of flouting all COVID regulations during his visits for review meetings in the state. The BJP's Vetri Veil Yatra is a tribute to the popular deity of Lord Murugan. BJP Nitsyatra is set to cover all 6 abodes of Lord Murugan. This yatra was supposed to start from November 6th in Tiruteni and ends on December 6th in Tiruchendur. BJP through this yatra aims really at expanding its base in the state.
அப்படினா அந்த அளவுக்கு தொடர்ந்து நடத்தக்கூடிய அளவிற்கு அந்த வேல்பலத்தை பின்னின்று நடத்துகிற அந்த அரசியல் இயக்கத்திற்கு தமிழகத்தில் செல்வாக்கு இல்லை.
வேலூர்ல திருப்பதி போறார் முதலமைச்சர், நூற்றுக்கணக்கான அதிமுக காரங்க இருந்தாங்களே, நடவடிக்கை எடுத்ததா? காவல்துறை கேஸ் போட்டீங்களா? நீங்க கேஸ் போனா முதலமைச்சர் பேர்ல தான் முதல்ல கேஸ் போடணும். இந்த பேண்டமிக்ல கோர்ஸ் இருக்கும்போது அவர் மேல கேஸ் போடுங்க. எத்தனை வழக்குகள் அனைத்து இந்திய அண்ணா திராவிட முன்னேற்ற கழகத்தினுடைய அமைச்சர்கள் மீது போடப்பட்டிருக்கிறது நான் கேட்கின்றேன்.
India-China are all set to make a big breakthrough to end the LAC standoff, and that's by Diwali. In a landmark breakthrough, both countries have agreed to a time-bound troop pull-out plan. All the details in this special report.
India and China have agreed to a roadmap for disengagement at the LAC in Ladakh. During the 8th round of Corps Commander talks, there was discussion on phased and mutual disengagement from friction points. As part of the three-phase disengagement plan, the Chinese troops have agreed to withdraw beyond Finger 8 and restore the April 2020 position. India too will withdraw to the Dhan Singh Thapa administrative post. There will be 30% troop withdrawal every day for 3 days.
We have been insisting also on it that they leave the area between Finger 4 to 8 where they were not there in the earlier stages and where they have now established themselves. So if both these things are really taken care of, I would say it's an even game, fair to both of them. And with a verification mechanism having been worked out between them, it can be ensured that they go back and we do not have any more problem as the winter gets more and more severe.
As part of the mutual verification in the phased withdrawal process, tanks, artillery and armoured personnel carriers will be withdrawn first. And then in the third phase of withdrawal, troops will return from frontline confrontation to their old positions from the friction points south of Pangong So, including Rezangla and Richenla posts. The process is likely to be very slow given the zero trust on ground after the Galwan clash on June that led to 20 Indian braves making the supreme sacrifice of their lives, killing an unknown number of Chinese troops. Sources say the harsh winter is a major reason for sudden keenness on the Chinese side to withdraw.
The 6-month-long India-China standoff in eastern Ladakh may come to an end soon before Diwali as the two sides are carrying out this engagement process as per their agreements in 8th round of Corps Commander level talks. This will be the first time in India-China military relation history that Chinese would vacate the land and go back to their own territory in China. Once this happens, it would be seen as the major victory for the Narendra Modi government. This is Manjit Negi for India Today.
Yes, another story we're tracking closely this morning. Heat is mounting on actor Arjun Rampal as well as his partner Gabriela Dimitriades. The Narcotics Control Bureau will once again grill Gabriela today over her drug link. She was grilled for a marathon 6 hours last evening. Not only her, actor Arjun Rampal, who was summoned by the NCB on Monday, is likely to be quizzed tomorrow. This comes after some drugs were found at their Bandra residence. It's being learnt that when asked about tablet strips found at their residence, Gabriela claimed that they had a prescription, but till now they failed to produce that prescription. Sources from the NCB have told India Today that they've also found electronic evidence against Gabriela and Arjun Rampal for their links with arrested drug peddlers. NCB has already arrested South African national Agisilaos Dimitriades, who's the brother of Rampal's living partner Gabriela in this very case, the Bollywood drug case. Let's start off your day on a good note. Here's our good news story of the day. It comes from Srinagar, where a young engineer decided to study pottery in order to revive this dying art.
A young woman in Kashmir is walking the extra mile to preserve Valley's heritage and trying to save the dying art of pottery. Saima Shaf is a civil engineer by profession. She picked up pottery as a hobby few years ago.
Pottery is like heritage of Kashmir, and I used to love the pottery products from the childhood. At our shrines and all, the people used to sell it and I used to buy it, but I never knew that it is such a big, it is an art which has an international reach. In 2009, I was traveling to Chandigarh and there I found the pottery village, and there I got fascinated by this art.
Once Saima decided to take up pottery, the next step was to find a tutor, but none was available. She started watching pottery videos online.
Yeah, I was like, I should do something in art because art was in me from childhood. I used to paint and all. And there I found online that there is something called pottery classes and pottery studio in Bangalore. And unfortunately, nobody in Kashmir was teaching it, so I had to travel to Bangalore to learn this. And there I made it like a kind of a thought into my mind that I'll take this modern touch to the Kashmir so that our heritage will be saved.
Saima now has a pottery studio of her own. It employs modern techniques like electric wheels. What began as a hobby has become a mission for Saima.
A young Kashmiri girl is trying to give a new lease of life to the traditional art of pottery, which has been dying of late. Saima Shafi is an engineer by profession but has taken pottery as a hobby. She has researched and trained herself in the modern techniques that can be used in this craft. She feels that with modern tools, this entire craft can be rejuvenated and taken along the changing modern time.
With Shujal Haq in Srinagar, Bureau Report, India Today.
Hello everyone, this is Rahul Kamal here. Hope you enjoyed this video. For the latest news and analysis, like and subscribe the India Today YouTube channel and don't forget to press the bell icon to stay updated.